A soldier's dog howls every night after his owner dies in war. This is so sad. This story comes from a town in the north of Kosovo. A soldier had to leave his dog behind when he was deployed to war, but every night the dog would howl and wait for his return. The soldier thought that if he could just get back home, then maybe he could win over the dog's heart again. But when he returned, he found out that it was too late. The dog had already moved on. The soldier, who was identified only as captain, returned to his hometown as a war hero. He was interviewed about his experiences in the war, but every time he tried to talk about what happened, he would start shaking and crying. So instead, he demonstrated what happened to him through acting. Through his actions, we learned that he had been in a fierce battle. He was ambushed and nearly killed. He managed to escape, but not before being seriously injured. When he got back to his hometown, he went to see his family. He told them that he had nightmares about his friends who died in the war. That's why he was nervous every time someone asked him about the war. One day, he decided to take a walk by himself to clear his mind. As he walked, he came across the same dog that had followed him everywhere when he was a kid. Back then, the soldier used to go everywhere with his dog. They were best friends. The dog would always follow him everywhere, even to school. The dog was like his shadow. When the war broke out, the soldier had to leave the dog behind because he didn't have enough food or water to take care of him. He promised to come back for him, but in the chaos of war, he forgot all about the dog. He survived the war, but now he wanted to make up for the time he lost with his dog. He thought that if he bought the dog some food, then everything would be all right. But when he got to his house, he found the dog howling in front of his door. He was very happy, but the dog wouldn't stop howling. The soldier thought that if he took the dog for a walk, then maybe it would calm down. But as they walked, the dog started to become more and more agitated. It tried to run away from him several times, but the soldier kept holding on to its leash. The dog was pulling and struggling, but the soldier was stronger. In the end, the dog calmed down and laid down on the ground. The soldier thought that it finally understood that he wasn't its owner anymore. But then the dog did something that made him change his mind. The dog stood up and licked the soldier's face. Then it ran away again. The soldier felt sad and misunderstood, but he still hoped that one day the dog would forgive him. A year passed, and the dog still hadn't forgiven him. It would always run away when it saw him coming. One day, the soldier went to the vet to ask for advice on how to win the dog's trust again. The vet told him that the dog had probably already moved on and that he should do the same. That's when the soldier realized that he couldn't keep on living like this. He had to move on for the sake of himself and his family. He started going to therapy to try to forget about what happened in the war. He also started exercising to keep his mind off his problems. One day, he decided to go for a run in the park. As he was running, he heard a familiar sound. It was the sound of a dog barking. He stopped to listen, and that's when he saw the dog from his childhood. It was older now, but it was still full of energy. They played together for hours. The soldier felt happy for the first time in a long time. He forgot about his problems and just enjoyed the moment. When it started to get dark, the dog ran away. The soldier went home feeling sad, but also hopeful that maybe one day the dog would forgive him. This story is so sad. The dog must have been so lonely and scared while the soldier was away, but it never gave up hope that he would come back. I'm glad that in the end, the soldier was able to find peace and happiness again.